This is for the moment when nothing is wrong, but something no longer fits. You're replying to messages you don't actually want to answer. You're saying yes because it's easier than disappointing someone. You're continually refining something that already works, even though you're being called in your heart to move in a different direction. You're explaining simple decisions like they require a board meeting. And it's likely you feel calm, but slightly disoriented, misaligned. And it's not like you've collapsed, you're not lost, but you've outgrown a way of moving and a way of being. This isn't confusion, it's a loss of external orientation. And it's actually about stopping the reflex to lead your next chapter, the next season of your life with the strategies that built your last one. Because the truth is, the map that you were using, it no longer applies. And this can be something which at first might be unconscious without us even realizing. A couple of years ago, I was at a workshop and I hadn't done theatre in years. And in this session, we created a short movement piece. And the coach actually reflected back to me what she saw. She said, this is a woman moving from being playful and pleasing into someone who's grounded and boundaried. Now, I can assure you that was not at all my conscious intention with this piece. But my body already knew. My body had already crossed a threshold before my mind had caught up. And when we're at this line in the sand, this threshold, we often misdiagnose what's happening. And this can happen in three ways, usually. There may be more. The first is we outsource clarity. We think if I can just find the right strategy, the one that will work, I can move forward. We're looking for some perfect framework, whether that's around our health and our diet and our lifestyle, our relationships, or maybe we're hiring another mentor, hoping they'll confirm the direction for us. Or it could be something much more emotional and symbolic, that moment, you're waiting for the clouds to part and the light to just shine on you, and all of a sudden this clarity appears. We think we need more clarity. Often we need less noise. The second thing we can do is outsource our regulation. We try to raise our vibration and maybe force positivity, positive thinking, and all that goes with that. We may overconsume practices to help us feel better. And all the while, we're actually ignoring where our energy is leaking. And that's in those conversations you dread. It's in those decisions you're postponing. And all of those commitments that have started to feel heavy. But what actually brings us back to ourselves is containment. Containment creates steadiness. When we elevate our energy, that elevation without containment ends up creating pressure. The third thing we do is outsource authority. And I can hand on heart speak to this because I did it for many, many years when it came to my well-being. I suffered from chronic neck, arm and shoulder pain for over 12 years. And I spent those 12 years looking for that expert who would fix me, the one who knew better than me, the one who knew more and would have these magical insights that would take the pain away. That person who could validate my direction. And the truth is, I was waiting for someone to confirm, what my body already knew. No one needs to tell you it's your time. You decide that. And when I listened and tuned into the body, that's when everything changed. That's when I released the pain, and that's when I became pain-free. So what I've learned is that every time we outsource this orientation, pressure increases. The pressure to get the results we want, to hit our goals. The pressure for relationships to change. And all of that is felt in the body. The body tightens when it's asked to move without internal consent. So what's the reorientation here? What's actually being asked in this moment, at this threshold? It's not a move from being completely confused to crystal clear clarity. It's a move from seeking external approval and validation, looking outside of ourselves. It's a move from externally referenced movement. Once that person says it's okay, I'll move. To internally anchored self-leadership. What does this look like in practice? It might be stopping. It might be stopping what you're doing. Stopping is a valid move. And letting your body set the timing instead of overriding it. And this is something I've learned the hard way, because I used to push and push and push, work hard, play hard, and believe me, at some point the body says no. And being self-led can also mean maybe just not responding immediately to those hundreds of messages which you have waiting for you on your phone. And one of the most important ways we can even lead ourselves is not justifying everything, not always explaining ourselves to the nth degree, not explaining your why. And recently I was walking down this beautiful quiet road, a tree-lined avenue, and a man had gone past me on his motorbike and he doubled back to speak to me. He asked me where I was from, he was making small talk, and then he asked if we could stay in touch as friends. I said, no thank you. He said, oh, only friendship. I said, no thank you, I don't wish to. And that was the end of it. No explanation, no softening, no performance. Not explaining yourself is energy conservation. And it's also about maybe letting something be undefined. We're so quick to put a label on things and to put things in boxes. And then this can also cause tension in the body, pressure, because in the back of our minds there's a niggle that doesn't quite fit how we're feeling. And you may even need to pause, delay action until it feels clean internally. Maybe you don't have to do that launch in your business tomorrow. Maybe it can wait a week until you feel it, until your body feels like, yes, I can get behind this. I am energetically behind this, not just following the strategy which someone else has set. So here's the shift in the question that we can ask ourselves. Instead of, what's the next step I need to take? What's the right next step? It becomes, can I stay here without outsourcing? So this isn't about putting your life on hold so momentum can come back stronger. It's actually the training ground for internal steadiness, for sovereignty. Coherence and self-leadership often begins where explanation ends.